The Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 has introduced a new corporate entity called LLP or Limited Liability Partnership to the Indian business scenario. It is a new corporate form that provides alternative to the traditional partnerships having unlimited liability and is governed by separate law. CCH has published the latest edition of Master Guide to Limited Liability Partnership, which is a one-stop reference source on the subject. To throw more light on the issues, we have the author of this book, Mr. Hitender Mehta, with us, who is a member of Government's Expert Committee to examine the simplification of LLP Act rules and procedures. So, what government is doing to promote LLP, and what is your contribution towards the same, being a member of committee of group of experts?
Well, government has recently formed a committee of group of experts. The idea is to examine how we can further simplify the LLP Act and rules, and then how we can devise a methodology to promote the LLP concept in India. So this committee has been examining into various aspects relating to taxability, relating to allowing foreign direct investment, or relating to stamp duty issues or operational issues as well. And then a concrete methodology would be formed and suggestions would be given to the concerned ministries for implementation. So this committee has been formed with certain important objectives. So these objectives include simplification of LLP Act and rules and procedures to improve the functionings of LLPs, to make the LLP structure more flexible for MSME sector and service providers, entrepreneurs. And the third important objective is that to bring out recommendation with respect to Income Tax Act, with respect to Stamp Act, and with respect to any other fiscal act which has an issue regarding the functioning of LLPs. The limited liability partnerships concept has been introduced with altogether different objectives. Idea is not to compete with the companies, but the idea is to introduce in India a new structure which would benefit the large professional sector and MSME sector in a big way, so that they can operate in a body corporate entity form. At the same time, they have a limited liability attached to their operations only. The Limited Liability Partnership Acts, it provides a very wonderful structure for those traditional partnership firms. So by forming limited liability partnerships and by doing business through limited liability partnerships, so they can address all these concerns. First, they will have limited liabilities, and their liability will be limited to the extent of the contribution which they have agreed. Second, they will not be regarded as agent of other partners. They will only be regarded as agent of the limited liability partnership in which they are partners. And third, they can expand their business to any extent. In partnership, there is a restriction that they cannot have more than 20 partners, whereas in case of LLPs, this restriction is not there. So they can have 100 partners or 1000 partners or even more. And fourth, the LLP is recognized as a body corporate under the LLP Act. So meaning thereby, when you approach a banker or any investor in the form of LLP, so they consider you as a more credible business structure as compared to the partnership firm.
So please tell us what would be the impact of the limited liability partnership, that means winding up and dissolution rules 2010 on LLPs.
See, the one of the important selling point of limited liability partnership concept is that this structure provides for easy exit. It proposes to provide a very easy and flexible exit option. This is primarily because the LLP is an agreement-based structure. In most of the cases, you can find a project-specific limited liability partnership. The moment project is over, the partners would like to wind up and get out. So just to facilitate that process, the easy exit process, so that the government has notified the LLP winding up rules in 2010. To promote any structure in India, it has to be a tax-friendly structure. Unless the tax regime is friendly for a business structure, there will be not much takers for that structure. So in India, I think we need to do little more to make it more tax friendly, so so that more and more MSMEs, more and more professionals and more other interested parties, they come in and accept this structure.
So please tell us, what are the key focus areas covered in your book, Master Guide to Limited Liability Partnership?
Well, this book on Master Guide to Limited Liability Partnerships by CCH India, it's a comprehensive book. An attempt has been made to provide a very easy, simple and practical analysis of different provisions of the LLP Act, rules and other related laws. In this book, besides there being a commentary on different provisions of the LLP Act, there has been new things which have been included, like a global comparison of LLPs. We have made a comparison of different LLPs in different other jurisdictions. We have given 8 countries comparison with Indian LLPs. Another important thing is that we have given the model LLP agreement, which is very comprehensive and which almost covers all the all the aspects of a limited liability partnership agreements. The user can use that agreement as a standard base agreement and they can make modifications according to their requirements. The third is that this is perhaps the only book which covers the tax related provisions also in this book. The upcoming addition to the book will now also cover the recent notifications issued by the government relating to the winding up rules, relating to professionals, LLPs, relating to chartered accountants, LLPs being allowed as statutory auditors, or relating to company secretaries amendment bills. Apart from the commentary, there will be now new chapters in the upcoming edition which deals with particularly the professionals LLPs and how it is a better case for MSMEs and professionals to adopt this structure. And also professionals, if they go through this book, they will find a professional commentary, section-wise commentary of all the provisions of LLP Act and the rules which is required for them to advise on this subject to their clients and to their business associates. I think in a nutshell, I can say this is something they cannot avoid in their libraries. I would strongly recommend that they have this book if they are dealing with this subject.